Well, queens and kings, I have a treat for you today. I have Queen Dr. Martine Canal with us today. I'm going to let her introduce herself. But of course, my name is Radesha Dixon, also known as the one and only Queen Dish, and I help empower women to know their worth and value so they do not settle. Hello. And so I have this fabulous queen here with me. And if you would, Queen Dr. Martine, go ahead and tell them who you are.
Well, thank you for having me here tonight. It is a pleasure to be here and be in your kingdom. So, my name is Dr. Martine Canal, and I am a self-care strategist. I have been in the health and wellness space for over 27 years. I am a nurse. And what I do, I help women to empower themselves, elevate their health. So that is my mission, so that we all live our best life.
Okay. Well, listen, we all need that. I don't know what queen listening does not need help in that area, right? We're all on a journey. We're all on a journey, and there's always room for growth and improvement. And so, you being the self-care strategist, or at least one of them, if you could just kind of give us from now, I just want to start off with something really simple. What's one tip that you have for the ladies listening that they can incorporate into their lives right now?
Well, self-care encompasses not only physical, but also mental health and social health, I would say. So one tip for the physical is every day, only 30 minutes. It doesn't have to be 2 hours, and it does not have to be complicated. Very simple. You can go for a walk. Or if you have an indoor bicycle, like I do at my house,
Ah,
every morning at 3:30 in the morning,
oof.
because this is, I do 30 minutes a day, because this is when I have the time,
Okay,
the
okay.
time. So in terms of mental, you can sit and meditate or just walk in nature. That's a very great example to practice self-care.
Well, I have to give you a snap on that because listen, this queen is not doing bicycling at three.
You get used to it. You get used to it.
Oh my gosh. Well, okay. Snap. For the queens listening, and I know we sometimes have some kings that pop in. If that works for you, by all means, I believe in trying different things. Go ahead and incorporate it. See if that's something that works for you.
But at the end of the day, it's all about creating habits. If you do it once on the blue moon, it's not going to work. You have to keep
Mm.
every day, you have to keep doing it.
You're not referring to consistency, are you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is how you're going to get results.
All right. So, Dr. Martine is telling you to be consistent, queens. You know, it's not about perfection. I'm very much a stickler for that. You all know, if you have been following me, I have always talked about that. And it's not about perfection, it's just about progression. We should be progressing, right? And to do that is sort of a one day at a time. But being consistent with that is what she's referring to. So, yes, I am not the queen that's going to do that, but she and others that are going to try that, I would say, just see if that works for you. And if it does, then allow that to become a habit for you. Be
And I
consistent with that.
and I always say, do what you love. Because if you have to do something that's going to be a chore, you're not going to do it.
I agree. I absolutely agree. But try it. Try it. I'm just being honest about me. That 3 a.m. stuff, whew, praise God. All right. I think that's an excellent tip. But talking about, excuse me, I absolutely agree with the 30 minutes. Listen, everybody does not have hours on end to do different things. I talked about that in my first book. Listen, if you just have 30 minutes, Give yourself the 30 minutes to read a book. Take a bubble bath, cook yourself dinner. You'll be surprised what making dinner, for yourself can really do for you. What are your thoughts on that?
I agree, because you not only will cook something that is healthy for you, but at the same time, if you are with family members, it will be a moment for you to relax.
Mm,
So this is why I agree that cooking is an excellent way to relieve stress and just enjoying that particular time that you're not focusing on other things. That can be stressful, you know?
absolutely, absolutely. And so kind of take us back to the beginning, Dr. Martine. I mean, we're all on a journey, no one here is perfect, and we're here to learn from each other, right? When we talk about our stories and our journeys, there's always something that I believe we can always take away or maybe learn from the other person. And so just kind of take us back to the beginning. How did you even come to be this amazing, fabulous self-care strategist?
Well, I can tell you, Queen, it's a work in progress. And it is not that you've achieved a certain level. No, you will keep on elevating yourself. That's life. As they say, change is the only consistent thing in life. But it all started about 3 years ago. And, since I've been here, I'm from Canada originally, and I came down here 27 years ago for warmth and heat, because Canada can be very cold during the winter.
Where are you?
So I came down here in the pursuit of the American dream,
Okay.
of course. And so I was working, and I had it all. I had the house, I had the car, I had the children going to private school, I had all of that. And I was grinding and working 2 jobs trying to achieve that American dream. And I've had education wise, I've reached a level where I couldn't get higher in my career, which is a nurse. I had the doctoral degree, and I said, okay, what next? What can I achieve next that will give me more? So I was always in the pursuit of something more. And I enrolled myself in medical school. So here I was working overtime, going to school, and one day, that was in November 2021, I had this epiphany because I was home and I had this huge headache, and I have high blood pressure. Okay. And I had this fear that came upon me, and I had a flashback of my mom when I was 16 years old. She suffered a massive stroke, which left her paralyzed on the left side of her body. So at that time, I was 16. Overnight, I became a caregiver. So I set on a path to learn ways for me to help her. So that's how I became a nurse. And I remember that day, I said, what am I doing to myself? Because I'm going the same path as she did. Overachiever, overworked, overweight,
Mm,
and not taking care of myself. So that's why that fear was there. I feared that I would end up like her in the hospital bed where I was helpless and lost my independence, my voice, my power. And Queen, I didn't want my children to take care of me like that.
mhm.
I did for her. So that when I got on this journey, and I asked myself, what am I doing? What's my purpose? Why am I doing that? Why do I want to be a doctor? Do I really want to be a doctor right now?
Yeah.
And I was 47 years old. Do I want to start this journey, which to me would be difficult? So I said, what can I do for me to still have an impact on people, mostly women over 40, because I didn't want what happened to my mom to happen to me, nor any other women, as a matter of fact. So that's when I decided to, instead of investing in formal education, then I started investing in my own self development.
Mm,
And that's when that self-care strategy started. So
okay.
My purpose, that's what I saw that vision, and here I am on my path, and I love it. And you can start any career at any time. You know, that you it's not too late for you to start doing what you love, your passion, what it is that you want to accomplish in life. Because when you grow older, reaching a certain point in your life, you want to look back and say, okay, what I did with my life was meaningful, and I'm happy to have done this.
Wow. Wow. So a couple of things come up for me in that. I think that's very relatable in, especially with your mom, and your ability to see that, and then in that moment sort of decide, make a decision. I don't want to end up like her. There's a lot of power in that. And a lot of women, I think, probably struggle with making a decision that's in their best interests, right? And so, what would you say to her what would you say to the woman who might be in a place like that? What's kind of something that you think might help her? Just maybe ease it a little bit in helping her kind of maybe put herself first for once.
Sometimes you have to be very blunt and make them have this little fear that if something happens to you, the world will keep on going, but you're the one who's going to be affected. So you have to put yourself first, because we take care of everybody else but us. You have to put yourself first,
Mhm.
and don't feel guilty that you're taking a little bit of time. It doesn't have to be a long time, a little bit of time for you. That is why I wake up at 3:30 in the morning,
Right?
because nobody else in my household will wake up, and it's my time. I create that environment. I set that boundary, and this is only for me.
I'm inspired. Okay. You are the first guest that I have had that bikes at 3 a.m. So you will not be forgotten for sure. But no, I love that. I think sometimes we think it has to be massive and it has to be big, and we have to, when you think of it sort of on a bigger scale, I imagine for a woman it might be very overwhelming. And so that's why I asked, what's something small that she can do? And as you just heard, ladies, start small. As we talked about cooking, whether you want to bike or you can do something at 5 a.m. It doesn't have to be 3. You take the principle. What I talk about is take the principle of what someone's saying, of someone who's successful, someone like a Dr. Martine or whoever it is that you might follow. You take the principle and then you adjust it to your lifestyle, because everyone can't be up at 3 a.m. Everyone can't be up at 4 or 5 a.m. We have different schedules, okay? So you take the principle of what she's saying and then you apply that. And so basically find something small, whether you cook, whether you exercise, whether you read, start small, 30 minutes. Give yourself 30 minutes. And then as time goes on, maybe see if you can get it to an hour, right? But the point is that you have to carve that time out for yourself, and you deserve that. Okay, that you deserve
Even
that.
even at work, I I am a proponent for, when it's your break time, you
Mhm.
step away from that environment, because you have got to be able to either do some walking outside or breathing exercises, and just focus on you to decrease any kind of stress that you may have during that day. So when you go back, it's like you bounce back and you're ready to accomplish the work that you're set to do in a much more positive and productive manner. Okay. Yeah.
That's really helpful, because I'm sure I wasn't thinking about that. So she just gave you another nugget, Queens, even at your job. on your break or at your lunch, feel free to step away from your desk or, the environment. Go out and get some fresh air, let the wind blow in your face, right, for a little bit. Just get kind of what I hear is a pick-me-up. Get that pick-me-up really quick before you, go back to finish out your shift. Little things over time add up to a lot, right? Compound, just like compound interest. Little things over time add up. So this is why we say, start small, but you stay consistent, like she said, and then over time, you might not even recognize who you are. Hello, you may not. So I love the story, and the fact that you made a different decision. You said you did not want to end up like her. And so for the women who do have children, talk to me about what a woman who has children and she has so much to do, right? She feels just, I don't have time for anything, I hear you, Dr. Martine, but listen, my life is chaotic. I have kids. I'm doing this by myself. Honestly, what can I really do to do something to start taking a little bit better care of myself, even though my life is chaotic? Is there anything that I can do?
Yes. I usually say you're the captain of your ship. So you have got to plan. Planning is an important part of the strategy that you take for your week, for your day, for anything. So you have to plan, make time blocks and say, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Again, if you have to just wake up a little earlier because the children, they'll need your attention, then you do so. Or if they are doing homework, you can do something during the day after, you fed them, you bathed them, you did all of that, then they're settled for the night, then it's your time. Or if they're doing homework, you have a little bit of time for you to do a little something. You have to fit it in. You have to fit your self-care because that's the most important thing that you can do for you. Because why? You're worth it. And at the end of the day, you want to live your best life. You want to be productive. Want to have a meaningful life. You want to be happy. So if you don't take care of you, who's going to take care of you? Nobody else. So you have to do it. It's not selfish. It's absolutely not selfish.
Oh, yeah, of course, I agree with that, However, women, we're conditioned to put people before ourselves, and you add motherhood on top of that, then that's even more. Of course she feels guilty.
No, because at the end, you're gonna have more energy because if you run yourself dry, you're gonna drain the energy that you have. And at one point, it's gonna catch up with you. And you have to be able to listen to your body. Listen to your body. So if you're not slowing down for you, if something happens to you, your children will keep on going. In terms of my mother, I was out in the street doing whatever I was doing. She was stuck in the hospital bed. So my life kept going in a positive way. Of course, it was hard taking care of her and visiting her in the hospital and managing all her care and what how she's going to live and make all the changes. But I was not restricted. She was. You do not want to be restricted because you lost your independence. So I know it's hard, but you're the captain. So you charted the course of your life and how you want to see yourself in the future. You want a chaotic life or you want to have, a productive, meaningful life and have good, great relationship with your children. If you're always busy running around, I know, how's your relationship? Is it a great relationship or just chaotic?
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense, ladies. I am just a dog mom, so I'm not speaking about that,
Even
but
for your dog, they want attention. But sometimes
right.
they say, Mommy, it's my time. And you close the door to the bathroom and they're like,
Right. That is true. That is true. Luckily, mine's Sheakley. She's in her bed, but that's very true. The principle is the same, and the fact that you have to find a way. You have to be intentional, ladies, in basically putting yourself first, which is my whole mantra, and putting yourself first, finding time somewhere. So if you can't do 30 minutes, let's knock it down a little bit because I want this to be realistic.
right,
Everyone doesn't have that, right? So if you really feel that overwhelmed, 10 minutes, because I heard Tony Robbins talk about that in just the 10 minutes in the morning.
10 minutes. And then around lunchtime, you can do another 10 minutes. And in the evening, you can do another 10 minutes. That's 30 minutes.
She
And
got
it's just
you.
about, uh, and my lunchtime, actually today, I was up in a different area of where I work. And I was doing, raising my calf. I was working my legs. I was raising my calf up and down, up and down. And then I did a couple of stairs and that was it.
Okay.
3 story. And that was it. And you do a little walking the hallway and back. I had the music playing in my ear to relax. And after my 30 minutes was done, I went back.
Oh, I like that.
Music is a great method to relax, to decrease level of stress. Absolutely. I 100% agree.
10 minutes. Okay. So I love that. 10 minutes. She said 10 minutes on your break. Because most get, I think it's 2 15 minutes and 30 or an hour lunch. So 10 minutes on break, that's two right there. And then 10 minutes, say in the morning, or if you do in the evening, you've hit your 30 minutes. You just have to divide it up, ladies. So that's a great way to think about it and break it down. Maybe you can't do a full 30 minutes at one time, but you can break it up. And then it's still going to equate to 30 minutes altogether. So excellent.
And
Nugget there.
another way that they can work on their physical health is in the morning, if you have 2 dumbbells and just 3 sets of 12, and you squat, and then you raised your arm, and then you squat, and it's a full body workout. And you take like I usually do so that I can work my bicep, and then that increase, and then down, and then tricep, and a squat, and then up, bicep, up, down. Yeah. Three sets of 12,
12.
and that will increase your energy right there. It'll make you it'll make you great.
Yes.
Right before you take a shower.
Exactly. No, I love this. I love this. Oh yeah. I never forget when Tony Robbins said that. 10 minutes. And that's the first thing you want to do is get your body moving in the morning. And I agree with that. So she's 3 sets of 12 reps. I like that. I like that. And so how was it for you when you first started, kind of incorporating self-care? Because, if we have not been living like that, if we have not been putting ourselves first, something has to happen, right? We know your story, but something has to happen for us to kind of get an aha epiphany, something that makes us shift or want to change. How was it for you when you kind of first started sort of incorporating that? What did that look like?
Well, I had to be intentional. Again, I had to plan because my life, I'm a very busy person and I'm still busy. And I had to plan my day, my week. And sometimes I had to plan it, for example, for my eating habits. I had horrible eating habits. I was eating on the go. I did not like the hospital food.
Okay.
So I would starve myself almost the whole day.
Oh my
And I
gosh.
would go home and binge. I mean, I would eat whatever's in sight.
Oh
But I had to change that. I had to change that because I was gaining weight. I gained weight. I was overweight. So I had to plan. I
Okay.
had to get the breakfast and then bring, if even if it's just, I'm not the type of person who likes to do, prepare meals for a week. No, I can't do that. So either I have a shake or I have some fruits. I like to have everything convenient to me so I don't have to, that's me personally, to spend time, for example, cutting fruits. I
Mm,
like to get it already done. There's ways to, you know, manage your time in a way that personally, I don't waste time because I have other things to do. I have
mm.
a lot, I have a message to to share across the world. So I'm very busy with sharing my message, and anything that will help me to be more efficient, I do that. Like the eating, I buy everything that's almost ready, prepared to eat. Okay, so let's say that I get some chicken breast. All I need to do it's just to clean it and cook it, and it's already ready. I'm not gonna get a piece. Sometimes you get chicken when you have to clean everything, and no,
Yes.
no, 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 no. So that I had to back then. I had to be intentional and say, okay, I have to change my eating habits. I have to eat healthier and to try to lose all the fast food that I was in and then also spend more time with the family. So it became like a family mission for us to improve our eating habits.
Mm.
And then we spend more time as together as a family. This is something that I had to be more intentional because we were so busy. My daughter was eating um in at the counter. I was eating in front of the TV, and my son was eating in his room. So now we had to eat together and prepare, our meals and be intentional about eating healthy. And another thing I had to do, I had to exercise. I wasn't consistent with not exercising. I
Mm.
could go on a on a 3 day bit everything exercise. I feel great. But then the fourth day, okay, I'm tired.
Yeah. Yeah.
So so I had to learn to either decrease the amount of time I was spending because I was hurting. My body was saying that you're doing too much in too little time. So you have to spread it around. Okay. Instead of working out every day in the beginning, I would do like 3 times a week for an hour. And that was it. And meditating and journaling. It was
Mm.
part of my self-care to see how I really feel. That's how I ended up at the end quitting medical school because I realized that was not and my goals to finish. This is not my purpose. I didn't want to be stuck again in the same environment. So journaling.
All good information. Yeah, I think the fitness part, whew, yeah, that's something I think a lot of us need some help in that area. And definitely something that stands out for me is planning. Because yeah, that makes a difference. That definitely makes a difference when you plan ahead, as opposed to having to, grab fast food, on the way. And so planning, ladies,
Mhm.
planning makes a difference.
But
No matter
the big
how chaotic our lives are, it would help if we were a little bit more intentional about um, planning.
but the big part back then was finding accountability. Because when I lived in my world, achieving the American dream, I was going to work back, going to work back, going to work back.
Okay.
And when I started with the self-care journey, I started like I joined this app called Clubhouse.
Okay.
And then I found my people. I was like, oh my God, there's a whole world out there. And
Yeah.
this is how I found my accountability partner.
Okay.
And I joined accountability groups. And this is how I was able to, my mind just like went, opened up. And I said, wow, 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 this is what I need to be able to achieve something in my life.
Accountability. Ooh. Accountability groups, okay. So I have on my blog, it's written a while ago, but I did let, the ladies know about meetup.com. That's one way that they can, find, groups in their area. I'm sure that they can include accountability groups, meetup.com, meetup.com. And I always recommend that they put in at least maybe a 20 to 25 mile radius, with their zip code, as well. As far as accountability groups, you said Clubhouse. Is there any other way that you recommend the ladies find an accountability group or a partner?
Facebook.
Facebook?
Facebook. I personally have an accountability group of self-care, self-care empowerment circle, where it's for women over 40, and it's all about self-care strategies and tip. And it's like every day I provide strategies and tip. It's kind of a motivation that they see it. If they see my name, it's okay, self-care. Everybody at work, every time they see me, oh, self-care, self-care, yeah, self-care. And
Absolutely.
and you can read whatever fits in your schedule, whatever fits in what you love, you do it.
Okay.
You don't have to read my posts every single post, but every
Sure.
time you see my face, self-care.
Self-care. Right, self-care. So she has a Facebook group, ladies, that you can go on or be a part of, excuse me, for free. And so
Yes.
she has strategies on there, and pop in when you can, to get your daily or weekly, feeding per se. So Dr. or Queen, Dr. Martine,
Yeah.
what's next for you?
Well, I want to continue my journey. My purpose is to reach out as many women as I can. And if I make a difference in one person's life, my goal is reached. But with that said, I just have a book, Radiant Living, that just came out. Again, it's about strategies and tips. So everybody, that you can get that on Amazon. And I have another books in the works
Okay.
that is gonna come out I want to have like a membership circle where I'm a little bit more giving more deeper information in terms of health, diseases and all that, because you have to be informed. I think the more informed you are, the more you're gonna do and make a difference in your life. And then just speak on stage and share my message.
All right, I love that. Well, listen, we all need self-care, honey. That will never go out of style. So we are very grateful and thankful for you and all of the information that you have provided, the wisdom, the insights, and sharing your story. So quickly before we wrap this up, I'm just gonna fire off some questions. I just want them to know you a little bit more. So
Okay.
we take off the serious hat for a second. I'm just gonna ask you some questions. So, liquor or wine?
Liquor.
Liquor. Oh my God, liquor. Oh my goodness.
Now I'm a Caribbean girl.
Ah, of
My
course.
parents are from the Caribbean, yes.
Okay. Earlier you said down. Where are you?
I'm in Miami
Ah, she's in Florida. Okay.
in the heat.
She's in the heat. All right. Favorite food?
Believe it or not, it's Italian food, and that it's costing me a lot. That's why I have to
Me and
exercise a lot.
Italian too, honey. Yes. I'm
Yes.
West Indian too, but still, Italian all day.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Favorite drink?
Favorite what?
Drink?
Oh, drink. Um, I like to drink. What do I like to drink? I'm not gonna say water because it's not water, but I force myself to drink water because you have to be healthy. But I like to drink 7-Up or
Oh,
Sprite.
okay. 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 Do you like roller coasters?
No.
Okay. Well, I guess I don't have to ask the other two then. What about your favorite candy as a child?
I like a gum. I was always chewing on gum.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when you were a child, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Like my mom, she was a nurse,
Okay.
and I wanted to be a nurse. So I
Ah,
became a nurse.
that's such a West Indian thing. Oh my gosh, mine too. Okay. And so as a child, what was your favorite thing to do? Like a hobby?
We like to go to the park.
Okay.
And as the eldest, I was able to, because back then in Canada, it was pretty safe. So I would take my siblings and go to the park.
Okay. All right. And then last one, what about your favorite cartoon back then?
Oh my God. When I was a child, um, oh wow, I know. There was it was French. I don't even remember. It was because where I was French. I was living in Montreal,
Okay.
and it was a cartoon. I don't remember the name, but it was a French cartoon that we would watch every Saturday morning. And I forgot the name of it.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's fine. All right. Well, good. All right. I was gonna ask you about bungee jumping, but if you don't like roller coasters, I'll skip that. I know. It's okay. That's all right.
I tried to do but the ride that you hold yourself and you go down that long cord. What is it called? I forgot. Um, and then you're looking at the nature, you're in the trees and you're going down. I forgot the name of it. You're straddled on in this cord and then you're going down that line.
Oh, the
And
zip lining?
yeah, zip
Oh, I
lining.
love that.
I tried, but I didn't even make it out the platform.
Oh, no. Okay.
Zip lining.
It's
Yeah.
all right. Well,
Maybe one day, I don't know.
hopefully,
You always challenge yourself.
yeah, I'm an adrenaline junkie, so that's a yes for on all the crazy stuff for me. But like I said, we're so grateful. Let them know how they can connect with you.
Well, you can find me. I have this text number, which is 26786, and you type the word self, and that's how you get into my world. 26786, and type the word self. And I want to say, wear your crown, ladies. You have to wear your crown because you're worth it.
Amen. Well, we are so grateful and thankful for you, Queen Dr. Martine. Um, Many blessings to you, and don't forget to connect with her, ladies, and hopefully join the Facebook group, and you can go right to her website as well. Okay, thank you so much. We are so
Thank you for
grateful for
having
having
me.
you.
You're blessed.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.